हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम करेंगे प्लांट किंगडम में एल्गी. बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विल स्टडी अ ब्रीफ अकाउंट ऑफ प्लांट किंगडम. So members of plant kingdom, they show diverse shape and sizes, from microscopic primitive plants with undifferentiated plant bodies to giant trees with well differentiated plant bodies. The main characteristics of the plantae are that they are multicellular eukaryotes. They have a cellulose in their cell wall. They contain chlorophyll and they can prepare their own food. That's why they are autotrophic in nutrition. Kingdom Plantae can be further divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. In this lecture, we learn about the algae. Algae general characteristics are that they are chlorophyll bearing simple thalloid autotrophic organisms, and they are mainly aquatic organisms, means they are found in aquatic habitats. They may occur in variety of other habitats which we learn afterwards. Their form and sizes are highly variable and they reproduce by vegetative, asexual and sexual methods. Vegetative by means of fragmentation or sexual reproduction with the help of zoospores, and sexually by the fusion of two gametes, isogamy and isogamy or oogamy. Now let's have a look on their habitat. Here you can see their aquatic habitat in the pond. Even they are found in the form of lichens, where they symbiotically associates with the fungi. So fungi provide shelter and absorb mineral nutrients for the algae, whereas algae provides the food. It also is present on the animals. For example, in sloth bear, sloth with algae on its fur is shown in the figure. Sloth fur is a nice place for the algae to grow because it's a lazy animal. Fur with algae helps sloth to camouflage among the trees so that it does not get recognized by the predators. Now, algae, based on the major photosynthetic pigments present, forms of stored food and cell wall composition can be divided into chlorophyce, phaeophyce and rhodophyce. So we'll start with the chlorophyce, that is the green algae. Green color is due to the presence of the dominance of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B pigments. Carotenoids are also present. The plant body is thalloid and undifferentiated, means not well differentiated into root, leaves and stems. So they may be unicellular. Example is Chlamydomonas species. They may be colonial like volvox, and they may be filamentous like the Spirogyra species. Chlorophylls and carotenoids are localized in chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are of different shapes. They may be discoid, plate-like, reticulate, cup-shaped, or spiral or ribbon-shaped. Chloroplasts contain roughly spherical bodies called pyrenoids. Pyrenoids are common in algae but nearly absent in other members of the plant kingdom. In chlorophyce members, the reserve food material is mostly starch around the pyrenoids. Sometimes oil droplets are also act as the reserved foods. So algal oil like triglycerides are formed, and these are trans-esterification with methanol and sodium hydroxide changes into biodiesel. So that is the methyl ester of the fatty acids and is of highly economic importance. Now you may wonder that algae are also used in the spacecraft by the astronauts. Algae like chlorella species are used to provide oxygen for the astronauts and to consume the carbon dioxide exhaled. Chlorella can serve as a potential source of food and energy. Now let's see how reproduction takes place. So vegetatively by the help of the fragmentation process, asexual by means of zoospores which are motile spores, and sexually by the fusion of the gametes. Isogamous when both the male and female gametes are of same size and are motile. Example is Chlamydomonas. Anisogamous when the two gametes are of different sizes but are motile. Example is some species of Chlamydomonas again. And oogamous, example is volvox, in which the female gamete is much larger and non-motile, whereas the male gamete is smaller and motile. Now let's move on to the second group, that is the phaeophyce, which is the brown algae. The various examples are Ectocarpus, Dictyota, Laminaria, Fucus, Argasm, etc. The brown color is due to the dominance of the fucoxanthin. The other pigments which are present are chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids and other xanthophylls. They vary in color from olive green to various shades of brown. They are found mainly in the marine habitats, and no unicellular brown algae is found yet. They show great variation in size and form. For example, Ectocarpus species are the smaller one, whereas the Macrocystis species, they form kelps which are very large. Then thallus structures are that they have the holdfast. They anchor the alga to the substratum. So thallus of Laminaria saccharinea is shown in the figure. Cell wall of their cell is covered by a gummy or gelatinous coating of algin or alginic acid. It is a water retaining material so that the algal cells will not dry up during the low tides. Alginic acid is extracted commercially and used as an industrial thickening agent in the food also. The reserve food materials are stored as complex carbohydrates in the form of laminarian and mannitol, that is the sugar alcohol. Porphyra, laminaria, and sargassum are used as food. Reproduction in the phaeophyce or brown algae occurs by again vegetative, asexual, and sexual methods, and vegetative again occurs with the help of the fragmentation of the thallus, whereas asexual with the biflagellate unequal flagella, that is zoospores, and sexual occurs through isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy. The last group is the rhodophyceae, that is also known as the red algae because of the red color. Polysiphonia, Porphyra, Gelidium, and Gracilaria are some of the examples of the red algae. The red color is due to the predominance of the R-phycoerythrin. Other pigments present are chlorophyll A and D, carotenoids, and phycocyanin. Majority of the red algae are marine with greater concentrations found in the warmer sea areas. They occur in both well-lighted regions close to the surface of water and also at great depths. Deep water plants have more red pigments while those in the intertidal may be reddish brown, yellowish, or almost black. Like the Hypnea, Piscifera, you can see different colors. Most of the red algae are multicellular. Many red algae are filamentous and have heterotrichous thallus, that means different trichome or filaments. Heterotrichous means the presence of more than one type of filament. The food is stored as Floridian starch in red algae. The grains of Floridian starch are found in the cytoplasm. Regarding the reproduction, it also reproduces by the three methods: vegetative, asexual, and sexual. Vegetative again by fragmentation, asexual by means of non-motile spores, and sexual by oogamous, that is non-motile gametes. Rhodophyceae heterotrichous thallus consists of two systems: a basal prostrate stem and an erect branched upright stem. Red algae are also very useful. For example, the agar, a jelly-like substance obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria, is used as a thickening agent. So it's used in puddings and ice creams, etc. Nori is the Japanese name for edible seaweed species of the red algae genus Pyropia. So sushi covering is done with the help of this nori. Carrageenans, gelatinous extracts of the Chondrus crispus, are widely used in the food industry for the gelling, thickening, and stabilizing properties. Based on the lecture, we can now say that characteristics of the algae are that they are aquatic, some of them may be terrestrial, occurs in a variety of other habitats also like the skin of the animals, and form and size of the algae is highly variable. Algae are chlorophyll bearing and cell wall is made up of two layers of cellulose and pectin, and they may be microscopic unicellular colonial forms or they may be filamentous. During the reproduction, it may be through vegetative, sexual, and sexual. Vegetative by means of fragmentation, asexual by means of spores, that especially the zoospores, and sexually by the fusion of the two gametes, isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy. And regarding the uses of the algae, they are carbon dioxide fixators. They are primary producers of the energy-rich compounds and used as food. Species of Porphyra, laminaria, and sargassum, you have already done the examples, and commercial product like agar is obtained from the algae. At the end, I have given some differences between the chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, rhodophyceae. So here we finish the lecture. So hope you have understood. Thank you. Have a nice day.